Kiss review.
It's review time. Let's talk
review.
about Kiss, not the old Bally Kiss, the new Stern Kiss.
And I think it's appropriate to review. It's been out for a year, even though we reviewed Game of Thrones, whatever people are saying, the code's mostly there.
Whatever, yeah.
But it's fair to really dive in and talk about a pinball machine that's been out for a year now.
Agreed. So here's some Kiss.
Which is appropriate because we're looking at art on the screen for those just listening to it on the podcast. Kiss came out in 2015 in I think June, July-ish. Let's talk about the art first. Kev, why don't you go? What are your thoughts on the art?
So we'll pause on the backlash there. I think the art is awesome. You're going to have to remind me.
You love the dudes with no shirts. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Like 60-year-old men without shirts on. Well, they're not 60 like in that photo, I guess. Right?
Kiss is eternal, right? Like
They are.
It's their characters. They're not like the people.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's the mythology behind Kiss, as far as I understand it. But it's Kevin O'Connor, same artist that did the original artwork on Kiss back in the day that everybody loves and thinks is a beautiful machine. And there's actually kind of an homage to the old machine. If you look on the side of the cabinet, it's got the faces of the Kiss guys.
Well, the back glass is the same back glass as on the classic one.
Oh yeah, I never noticed that. Really,
it is.
Oh, cool.
And Kevin O'Connor did it, and he did it for which is brilliant.
It's awesome
by Stern. This is a brilliant move for Stern. Okay, they're doing Kiss. There's a Kiss machine. The art's good on the Bally. Let's get the artist back and have him just bid. I don't fault him for basically doing the same thing. That's awesome.
What's up, Pinball Supernova? How are you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
So we I think that's great. They also probably saw like this came out after Metallica, and they saw everybody lose their minds over the artwork on Metallica and start throwing money at them when they saw the Dirty Donnie artwork. So I think that kind of put a new emphasis on high quality artwork for Stern, and they probably saw a good return on their investment with that too.
Yeah, so on the screen right now are the Pro model, I believe, on the left, the Premium in the middle, and the Ellie on the right. But it really doesn't matter because the artwork is pretty much the same on all of them, just a little different colors. But it's not like in a lot of different models of pinball machines now where, like, you look at The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead Premium has a totally different back glass than the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Ghostbusters doesn't have a totally different back glass, but it has differences. These are the same pretty much.
Yeah, the LE has the whole like different Slimer look for the LE. Or like Metallica is a good one because they had like the Road Case Premium, and then they had the Master of Puppets LE and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is not that level. They all look pretty similar.
Yeah. Okay.
But all in all, I think the artwork is really well done.
The art's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to have that in my basement.
Yep. It's not Game of Thrones.
Good job, Stern.
Good job.
You know, it's funny. They do this thing where it's like, all right, they have Metallica, awesome artwork, people love it, and then what was the title after that?
Was it WrestleMania or Star Trek? Wasn't it?
It was Star Trek, and it was
kind of
it was okay. Mustang, we're back to the Photoshop. WWE, we're back to the Photoshop, and then here we come, hand drawn art, Kiss. And when that was released, everyone's like, "Yes, here it is. This is awesome."
Back to it, and then they kept it up with the Ghostbusters too. So
Game of Thrones,
why I don't know,
just garbage
Yeah.
art, and now Ghostbusters,
and
everybody's happy.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like a license thing, but you know, so far, hand drawn art's been a total hit for Stern.
Yeah,
and I've never been like clamoring necessarily for hand drawn art as much as some people, but I do see why. Yeah. There's such a value to it. It's awesome.
I mean, you're taking this machine, you're putting it in your house. You want it to look nice, you know. And it's
I don't want to look like I could do it.
Yeah, exactly. I opened up Photoshop and I cut out some people and stuck them on there. Done.
Yeah. Okay. So as
DAFCON W.
Thank you, Kev.
Yeah.
There's a real back glass on the. He said premium, but I think it's just the LE. He means the LE.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we're both happy with the art.
Yeah.
Sounds
Looks good. Bring it on. Sound? It's Kiss. I'm not the world's biggest Kiss fan. It's the one thing that really holds me back on this game. It's like, oh man, if it was like pretty much any other band. Well, no, I'm not going to say that, but and the call outs I think are neat because they have Gene Simmons doing the call outs. So
and Paul Stanley.
He's Gene Simmons is the better of the two, I think.
Yeah,
Paul Stanley's got a very high pitched voice.
He's got a unique voice.
I think Gene did a good job. It was nice not to have the hillbilly in there for a change.
Yeah.
the go-to Stern announcer guy. and it lends a little more authenticity, and it sounds better than Lars Ulrich in Metallica.
Yeah, no, they do a good job.
Yeah.
Paul Stanley's got a unique voice, take it or leave it, but Gene does the demon well, right?
Yeah.
But it brings you in. It shows. It feels. It's Kiss, right?
Yeah,
it's what you want it to be.
Yeah, but the music is not. It's not my cup of tea. So if you like Kiss, go for it. It's got Kiss music in it. It's not the original recordings of the music like we talked about earlier. They re-recorded their hit songs somewhere along the line. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, so I don't know their whole deal, but it's not the original recordings of the song. So and the other thing is like this is on the new Spike system, which you can't replace the songs with.
Yeah.
So
no strutter.
Yeah, you can't.
Oh, I was gonna wait. I couldn't even help myself.
You can't put strutter in there. You can't. Like I would almost buy a Kiss and then just put other music in there that I enjoy, and because it's like the only thing I really don't care about.
Just shut the music. Oh, whatever. I disagree with that.
You got to keep it. You would keep it authentic.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts though. Like their music really irritates me. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I have like Stockholm syndrome because I'm like Kiss. I never listen to Kiss like ever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I like Kiss music, but I like the music now in the Pinball Machine, and this happened to me with Metallica. It happened to like AC/DC. Now it's happening to Kiss. Like and Kiss is almost the worst in a way because their songs just burn into your head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm walking around the house singing "Lick It Up," and I can't. I try to stop myself. It just doesn't happen. I just love it, man. I actually like it, and now I'm like maybe I should get a Kiss.
You get a Kiss. I'm not getting a Kiss.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, it's a music pin. It's gonna be polarizing. If you actually hate the band and you got to listen to their songs over and over again. That could be a problem. If you're kind of neutral on it, then maybe you'll come to like Kiss, and if you love Kiss, then man, you hit a jackpot right there.
There you go.
But the fidelity on the game is awesome because it's on the new Spike system, so
that sounds great. Yeah,
it makes me not upset, but you just wish like Metallica had that fidelity that the Spike system had, or AC/DC. It just shows you what you're missing on these other music pins. But man, the Spike system sounds great. I've always been saying, why doesn't these music pins have a good sound system? They finally do.
See, Chenty kind of sums it up perfectly. He says, Kiss is a boy band version of a rock band. So commercial and manufactured.
Chenty's right. Yeah. They know how to, they make songs that burrow into your mind, and I stopped fighting it.
And they're 100% marketing based. It's all about making money. You can buy your Kiss coffin when you die, all that stuff. They're going to monetize our YouTube video. They're going to do everything they can to make a buck, and you know who can blame them? It's America, right?
I read Paul Stanley's book. It was actually good. I wanted to learn a little bit about these guys.
Was this after you started playing the Pinball Machine? You read it?
Yeah. I get into like whatever Pinball Machine. I get into like I started watching Doctor Who because like Doctor Who back in the day.
I like the '90s Williams games. I watched the movies of. So I watched Johnny Mnemonic and Congo and stuff like that. So you got to kind of do that.
So yeah, okay. So you're happy with the sound? I mean, you don't like
I don't
Kiss,
like the music. The
happy.
Sound quality is good and the callouts are good. But yeah, the music doesn't do it for me.
Okay. Toys.
It's got Gene Simmons' giant face. It spits out balls.
So let's bring it up on the screen again. I like that we weren't just showing that on the screen because I like to see myself. But
obviously,
okay. We have some toys. So the toy. Oh, there's a couple of them. All right. So Gene Simmons' giant demon face is on all the models, and what happens? That's where you lock balls. Interestingly enough.
Mm-hmm.
On the Pro, you just hit it like into the head, and it will kind of hold on to because there must be a saucer underneath there. There's also kind of like a Tron disc, and it will like spit it back when it's not locking it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really fire it like crazy.
Yeah.
But it puts a little action on it. It's okay.
It's good actually. If it was like Kiss or if it was like Tron and it was that close to the flippers, you'd be like cursing it out all the time.
That's a good point. It's so bravo, Stern. And then on the Premium, and Ellie actually locks it in there, and you keep unlocking it, and then like when you start multi-ball, it comes out of his mouth. Like it's kind of like under his chin is where you like lock it, and then like on the Premium and Ellie, it comes out of his mouth. He kind of like spits them out, like whatever. I don't even really notice the effect though. Like I don't feel like I'm missing anything from the Pro and Premium. Like it's not a selling point to me.
You know, it's funny because it's cool, but like when The Hobbit came out, everybody thought the dragon was going to spit the balls out of its mouth, and when it didn't, everybody lost their minds.
Yeah,
and here it is on Kiss, and it's like
I forget that it does it.
It's like it's okay. I guess
I was only reminded because I'm looking at the picture, and you can see where the ball eject is.
Right. Yeah, because like really, what's the difference between if it comes out like under his chin or if it came out of his mouth?
These are these things when you read about it, like this is why I go back to the Ghostbusters coming early. When you read about it, it seems like, oh man, doesn't lock the balls or the balls are going to come out of his mouth. That's cool. And then you play it and you forget all about it.
Yep.
At least for me.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
I think it's good for like casual players though, because they're like, oh my god, I made the ball come out of his mouth. You know, it's got kind of that effect of the Addams Family when the ball, the hand comes out and grabs the ball. So
That's
it does
true.
something cool and to draw people in. And
Otherwise, it doesn't really have a toy on for the Pro, I guess, if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, the Star Child kind of is.
Not really.
You just hit it in there and it bounces
That's
around.
pop bumpers.
Yeah.
So the let's talk about that. Go back to that though.
I was gonna give the overhead angle. Oop. Back. There you go.
But go back to that though.
Okay.
I was committed to that. So the other toy on the Premium and LE, that Paul Stanley, like that little figurine that's standing up, you see it?
Uh-huh.
He moves back and forth on the Premium and LE. You probably never noticed that before,
Never
right?
noticed it once.
That is stupid. He just like jostles back and forth like he's rocking out.
Yeah.
Like you don't. Kevin's never noticed it. Kevin's played the Premium.
That's all we have.
Location.
That's all I've ever
You've
played.
never played the Pro.
Yeah.
And you've never noticed it.
Yeah. So the other toy on the LE and Premium is the ball that floats along the back box too.
Yeah.
So which has zero effect on gameplay.
Yeah.
And
it's
I guess is okay.
It's a waste. So it's kind of, think about like Bram Stoker's Dracula, how the ball goes across the playfield. Now on this, it does it across the back box, right? Back panel.
Back panel, yeah.
So you don't interact. Like the cool thing about Dracula from 1993, Bram Stoker's Dracula, you interact with that ball that floats and you really see it's cool. On this, you don't interact. It just moves across. You're like, I saw that 20 years ago and it was actually cooler because I was able to interact with the ball. Now it's just a waste of time and something that can break. Let's go back to that.
That's another thing too. Like it's in the back. I barely even notice it.
Yeah,
when it happens, because you're starting a multi-ball, you're getting ready for a multi-ball, and it's not right in front of you. It's like so far away that
they need to put like lights on. They need to like shut the lights off and
that'd
like
be cool.
add like a spotlight, something
like make it look like a rock show starting or something.
The way maybe it's supposed to do it. Maybe they'll get there with code, but right now it's just like, all right, I'm gonna say right now, there's no reason to get a Premium, and so there's light show, but I mean the Pro even has spinners on it for God's sakes.
Wow.
This is not $2,000 more in my opinion, unless you're a huge Kiss fan. And then I understand you like Kiss, you got to have the best. You get the money, you want the best, whatever. You know the deal.
You can get the $10,000 version from Kiss with the autographed instruction cards if you really want to have the.
Yeah, do what it. So the Evil's Back makes a good point. Do what it does during Demon Multi-Ball, Spotlight, red background, everywhere. So they've gotten better with the lighting. You know, I do like I always like the lighting on the Premium Pros, but to me, the Premium and LE, but to me, it's not worth $2,000 for lights.
Agreed.
Some people, if you got the money and it's your favorite theme, I recommend. Okay. All right, are you good on toys, Kev? You said we.
I think so. I think we covered them all.
And we already kind of talked about the lighting. The lighting is good on the Premium, in my book. The DMD, Kev.
They use like the 3D rendered computer generated graphics. So you see like Gene Simmons sticking his tongue out, and you see like a concert an arena with a bunch of fans and things like that. It's okay. They have some like sort of like hand animated stuff, like when you get an extra ball, the ball flies across with flames and stuff. So it's a mix of that. It's not as bad as the movie clips, but it's like you're trying to push these DMDs to do more than they were really designed to do. I think it's just time to cash it in. If you're going to do all that on a DMD, it's time to put an LCD screen in there.
Sure.
You're putting all the time and effort into it. Why not do it?
I think the DMD is a low point of the game. I don't think there's anything interesting on the animations. I mean, a lot of times I say that, the DMD gets the job done, blah, blah, blah. I don't see anything that's captivating. I don't care about seeing the audience. When they show Gene, it's kind of condensed in a weird way, like it's missing the rest of the screen.
Yeah.
And it feels like there's just things missing there. Like maybe there was supposed to be a lot more like Rock and Roll All Night or Detroit Rock City or whatever. I don't even know the songs. But one of them has like way more animations than the other songs.
Oh, okay.
So that's really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like half the animations in the game are just missing right now.
Maybe it's still coming. Yeah, they're saying there's another code update on the way.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like there's a lot missing.
Yeah.
And if it never comes, then it's just flat. The DMD is flat out disappointing.
Yeah. It's yeah. I agreed. I'm not gonna add anything else.
All right, gameplay. This is a John Bohr game, which I said many a time is my favorite designer. So gameplay wise, I absolutely love it. I think the shots in this game, I love every single shot in this game. I don't know how he does it. he kind of sticks to some somewhat tried and true pinball machines, so that helps. But still maintaining a uniqueness that it's its own game. I like it. I like the shot to the demon head for the lock, or hitting the targets around to qualify it. I like this. There's one ramp in the game and one ramp only, but people don't. I don't hear too many complaints about that. Usually, God forbid, you have one ramp in the game. It's don't buy it. But got this tight right ramp that it's hard to hit, but when
It's
you
tough.
do, my God, is it satisfying?
Yep.
Feeds it around to the right flipper, and then the Star Child shot, which you hit it kind of in these. There's these targets back there. It's kind of like the Indiana Jones from Stern. It's that shot with like I guess it's a swordsman back there. But you hit it back there, it bounces around, hits pop bumpers, hits the targets, and then you do that enough, you start multi-ball. That's a satisfying shot. The shot through the pop bumpers, again, satisfying. The scoop is not bad. Dude, I totally dig it. I totally dig the way the game feels.
Yes, I just have fun playing this game. I like it's got kind of the homage to the original Bally with the pops on the left over there. They're kind of in the same location. It's got the same look and feel to it. Like Nick said, the right ramp. At first, I hated it because I couldn't find it on the flipper, but now I'm getting more consistent with it.
What shot?
The right ramp.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you can't even hit this, and it seems like it depends on the game a little bit too. I think the one on location near us is tougher than some of the other ones I've played. I was playing, James has one, and yeah, I was playing his and hitting it pretty consistently. Same with the Star Child shot can be tough, but again, once you find it, it's pretty satisfying. And I like that it's got the ball lock is very obvious what you need to do to lock the ball. It's not always easy, but you know what you have to do stepping up to the game to start a multi-ball, and that's a huge plus.
Yeah.
Plus, actually, there is 2 ramps in this game. It's got that center ramp.
Oh, duh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got center
yeah.
ramp. Sorry, guys. People are like probably screaming at their
Oh my
pockets
God.
in their car, like, you idiot, Nick.
It's a good thing I'm here to correct you all the time.
Yeah, it does have the center ramp. And that shot's satisfying, too. It's easy and satisfying.
That one's nice and easy and smooth. And if you pick like Lick It Up and it keeps lighting that ramp and you can keep hitting it like butter, it's great. It feels great.
Oh, yeah. Go look it up. DAFCON W pointed out that there's old school pop bumper caps like the Bally machine, which is another nice homage to the Bally machine. The playfield art is basically the Bally machine. The spinners on the Bally machine, they would, when they spin, it like Gene's tongue would stick out, like it would just have that illusion effect. And they kept that for this, so it's
they did a lot right with this game.
They totally did. It's fun. Yeah, man, I did it. Any other comments on the gameplay? How do you feel? What are your thoughts really overall? Like it?
I like it. Yeah,
yeah.
I have fun playing it.
More fun than Game of Thrones, huh?
Jeez, yeah. Not a spoiler alert the rating, but yeah.
I always find myself coming back. Like if I see Kiss there, I'm like, yeah, I'll play some Kiss.
Yep.
Maybe I don't stick around necessarily for an hour and play Kiss. And then we'll get to that.
But I'm gonna play it.
But I always want to play it. Rules in the game.
Yeah, let's talk about rules. I don't know the rules as well as you do because I haven't played it, the new code especially that much, but it's like I said, it's easy to know what you need to do to start multi-ball. What's that?
Just go back to the other.
Oh, to us?
Yeah.
It was reminding me of what was on the game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you got the demon head multi-ball right there. It's easy to hit. At first, it's got the lights. I think it's a really great thing that Stern has done with the color changing inserts under the lights to show you what you need to shoot to advance through the modes.
Yeah, even the Pro has it too, which is great.
Some people say like, oh, just shoot the lit shots, but that's what you do in any game, really. This is just helping you understand the game more than it was able to in the past, and that's a technological advancement that's going to make it easier for people to understand the game.
Yeah.
The Star Child multi-ball, less obvious, but I think you can kind of stumble into that along the way when, say you got a demon going and you can make a bunch of progress during that. The modes aren't particularly difficult usually. It can be kind of hard to hit that far left shot through the pops if you need to, but sometimes it'll give it to you at random. It'll hit the pops and knock back through there. So it's kind of a nice design feature. I don't know if that was intended, but the way it plays out is real nice.
There's no skill shot.
No shill shot. But when you get a game like Iron Man where there's no skill involved in it anyways, it's like,
it's weird though. Like again, it just feels like it's incomplete.
Yeah, you think so? I don't know.
Very much so.
I don't miss it.
I think a good skill shot, not an Iron Man skill shot, a
Yeah.
good skill shot to give you, and especially when you have an option of a skill shot.
I don't think the game design really allows it though. Like, how would you pull off a skill shot in that game? You could like do a soft plunge, I guess.
That's true.
That's about it. You know, because otherwise it's always going through the pops, and when it goes through the pops, it's going to hit the pops, and then it's going to hold up your. There's no in lanes in the top, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm okay without it.
Okay.
It's like, you know, some people really miss pop bumpers when they're not in a game, and I don't even notice it most of the time. In
Okay.
games like Judge Dredd or No Fear, stuff like that. It's not something that bothers me.
All right.
But all in all, like, why don't you speak to like I like the rules. I don't know them as in depth as you do. I don't know about like Heavens on Fire. I know they added that, the ins and outs of getting the multipliers, and so what's all involved with that?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of know. It's a game that I feel like if you want to talk about its weak point is the rules. Especially before they updated the most recent update. The most recent update doesn't add that much. It gets it to a level where I'm like, okay, it's getting there, but it still doesn't add that much to it. It's you pick your song and the song does affect what goes on, but it just really changes the shots that you hit, which is fine. But it doesn't each song doesn't do anything particularly interesting. It changes the shots, but it's not. I want a little bit. I want that one more layer of depth that not only changes the shots, but maybe you got to hit the pop bumpers like 10 times during the shot or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I just want a little bit more when I'm thinking about it from like a home collection standpoint. So it's got shot multipliers the way Transformers does and Spider-Man and Avatar, where I think after you complete a song, you get to pick a song to multiply, a shot to multiply.
Oh, okay.
After I think you complete 2 songs, the playfield multipliers lit. So we're getting now to some cooler things in the rules that weren't there before.
Mm-hmm.
Complete 2 songs in a ball, then like you're like 2x scoring on the playfield, and then you can start combining that with like a shot multiplier. And that's interesting because you can see some shots that kind of blow up, and I do like that because that's kind of like Walking Dead, where you start getting a little deeper into the ball of the game on like a single ball, and then certain shots are multiplied, and suddenly you just hit a huge shot. That's fun.
Right.
I dig that. So the game is getting there rules wise. I don't think it's done because it's not at the level of like something like Walking Dead. It probably won't be at the level of Walking Dead. But I think it needs a hook the way like Metallica has of getting to crank it up. Metallica's not that exciting until you get to crank it up. You're just kind of bashing things. But when you get to crank it up, you get to risk reward. There you go. Now you've got something interesting. I just want basically I want Lyman to design every game. That's what I'm trying to say. But Dwight's been doing great too. I mean, he made that. We got the pop bumpers on Game of Thrones. We got the pop bumpers doing things on Ghostbusters. So something that just you can look at Kiss and be like, you know, this is a unique rule in Kiss that you cannot find on other games. I want something like that.
Okay. Is there indication that it's going to get there? Are they? Do you know if they're planning like a mini wizard mode, like crank it up, or
I have no idea.
Is it what it is?
I have no idea. I mean, you know, WWE has gotten some interesting treatment. Their last update in WWE, not to get too off track, but you know, now you choose your wrestler and they have special abilities that go with that wrestler. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I know there's other stuff going on in the game that I can't wrap my head around now, but I want to see things like that in each pinball machine to make each pinball machine distinct. This is not the 90s anymore, okay, where you can just have these kind of, not necessarily basic, but it's got to be interesting.
Yeah, they have to cater to both audiences now with so many home collectors driving the market. What I've heard rumored is that the next code update will make the cities actually mean something. So at the start of the game, you select your song and you select the city. And right now, it's like the city does nothing other than like make you feel good about it.
And maybe that's that's the thing, that there might be cool things, or there's cool conceptions that after a year have not materialized, and that's a little frustrating. Like I can't go out and say get this game, and what's holding it back? The rules.
Right.
It comes down to the rules so many times, guys. I mean, that's what it is for me, at least.
Yeah. You know, some people aren't going to get as involved in the game. Some people are more casual players. They're going to be okay with like starting a couple of multi-balls and be done with it. But when you get to a certain level and you're playing games in your house, like people in our group this week were talking about, oh man, I played Ghostbusters and it's really hard. Is that the consensus? Is it hard all over, or am I just terrible at pinball? And I said, yeah, it's hard, but that's why I like it, because I don't want a game that you've mentioned this before, like Star Trek. It's fun and the shots are smooth and satisfying, but once you get dialed into the shots, you can just keep hitting them and hitting them and hitting them. It makes it less fun.
Right.
Game or Lord of the Rings, you can stand there and play for 45 minutes, and I'm done. I don't even want to play this anymore.
Right. Different folks, different strokes.
Yep.
Last ability.
I can't really speak to that. I mean, I like to like you. I like to play it when I go out and see it on location. So it keeps me coming back. So that's a good sign for last ability. But long term, I mean, it's only been out a year, so and they keep adding code. So I think that's still kind of to be determined. But I think it's going to have some last ability.
Yeah, I think it needs. I think to last in a collection, especially when you have some really exciting games coming out and really exciting games that have good code in it, interesting code, then a game like Kiss might be the first on the chopping block. And I think we saw a lot of people sell their Kiss, or they were disappointed that they bought it because they saw good art, they liked the music, they liked the direction it was going, and they liked the shots. And guess what? They get in their homes and there's nothing to do. It gets boring. Like when the old code, I got through the game and there's nothing to do at the end of that. Now they've added more. They have Heavens on Fire, but they just need a level of depth to make it last in a collection. I'm not kidding. I would be very tempted to buy that game if they get some really interesting rules into it. So we'll see what they're going to do.
The same thing happened with Walking Dead for a long time. It came out and the code was terrible and people sold them off for less than, they were in like $3,000 to $4,000 range. And then they updated the code. Like everybody wants to keep the game. Prices are going back up. So,
well, it sounds like Stern's learning because the last two games, Ghostbusters and certainly Game of Thrones, have come out with rules that are interesting and fleshed out.
Yeah,
they're both device games, interestingly enough. Yeah. So, I think that's hopefully the direction we're moving in. But look, if they update it and get the code, they probably would sell a lot more. People would buy them back.
Yep,
and it might be a hot thing.
Maybe they'll crank up the production line again on it. Gene Simmons will be happy.
I hope so. I hope so, man. I want everybody to win. I want people who put good faith and bought it to be rewarded for that. But going back to the new unboxing, that's why you wait. It's worth it to wait because there's problems with games sometimes. Just parts breaking that they don't anticipate. The rules aren't there. So a lot of times that they come out with a game, they're going to be making it for the next 2 years. You can count on that. So there's not a huge rush unless you want an LE.
The rule is kind of like wait a year and then buy your. But I didn't abide by that.
Okay. All right, dude. I am. That's it. We got to rate it.
We got to rate it. So shall we bring up our other ratings?
We've got ratings. Some kind of guidelines of what we think. So the score key from this, we're on a 0 to 10 system, and we actually do 0.5, but that's about it. 0 to 2 is burn it. We have yet to get one of those, but I can't wait to review it.
We need to pick a game we want to burn and review it, I think.
Yeah. 3 to 5. When we give a game 3 to 5, that means it's an expensive nightlight. 6 to 8 is a solid game. Go for it, man. 9 to 10 is buy it.
Yep. Drop what you're doing. Go slap down some cash and bring it home.
Yeah. Send your kids. They're not going to college.
All right.
They're gonna take some loans out.
So I think on past episodes I've gone first with rating. Why don't you go first rating the game this time?
This is hard for me. It's definitely in the solid game range. I find it more fun than I do Game of Thrones. I feel like it's not an 8 though. It's not an 8 yet. I think it's a 7.5. I think it can get up. I think it can go to 8.5 if you get good rules. I think it can go to 9 if you get good rules almost.
Yeah, because it's got so much else great going for it.
Yeah, that's what's holding it back. It's a 7.5 because it has ho-hum rules on it.
Yeah. I'm inclined to agree with you. Like looking at our past reviews, I think it's a little bit better than Big Buck Hunter. Not quite like Game of Thrones. It's definitely better than Game of Thrones. It's not Walking Dead. It's not Tron. I think 7.5 is where it belongs now.
I think it's a little better than Big Buck Hunter, and I gave Big Buck Hunter 7.5. So I don't know if I'm ready to put it at an 8 because I'm a stickler for rules.
Yeah,
maybe Buck Hunter's a 7, but I don't know. They're both solid games in my opinion.
So I agree. It's a solid game. Definitely put some time in on it, and if the code gets updated one more time, maybe it'll knock it up to a
Pinball Supernova had a Kiss LE and sold it. Good game, but it needed space for something better.
Yeah.
Was it rules that held you back? I wouldn't be surprised if it was because of rules.
Yeah. Or the music.
Yeah. I'm guessing Pinball Supernova knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into when you buy a Kiss.
He bought a Kiss LE too.
Yeah.